Welcome back to the PGCQ Summer Finals #1. I'm still Pyra. He's Delicious Max, and we're going to Game 2. I'm so ready. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for only a couple of minutes, Max. But I know we talked about what we might see in this draft. Are you ready?
I am ready. I think that Cincinnati Fear are going to be more ready this time also. We've seen some pretty big adaptations from them in the past few series, and I want to see some of that make its way into this draft because honestly, like Viego and Ari, this is Trickster and Blaze from like months ago, guys. It's a new patch. It's a new tournament. We've seen the Yone, we've seen the Cassiopeia, we've seen the AP junglers from Trickster. Why don't we break those out here against 100 Thieves next? What could go wrong?
And I think they might want to focus on it a little early on. You got to keep in mind that Lilia was banned away, the Talia was banned away. On the Cincinnati Fear side, they're going to blue once again. I think rather than sticking to the Gwen early pickup, I mean, Dragoon did great, but it wasn't quite enough. I think, yeah, try to focus on that. You don't necessarily want to blind that mid early on, but clearly there wasn't quite enough power in the punch of that Ari for Blaze to really carry the games, even though he did secure a number of those kills. So I agree with you. I like to see some of those big standout champions. There's always the possibility that somebody else is able to get into a carry position. But play for that late game. Play for the scaling. Play for the damage dealing, because that's where we've seen Fear win their games. Into this one, #2, already 100. I can't believe that game was so... It felt back and forth, but as we were talking about it, it did seem like 100 Next were so much more in control after that first wipe. There wasn't much Cincinnati Fear could do, but they stick to the same ban strategy, starting off with the Fiora blind removal from Sniper.
Yeah, the counter picks from Dark Wings are just so devastating sometimes, and that was definitely one of those times with the Kassadin. So, bold move for Fear to go back over to blue side. We'll see if they can overcome any possible counter picks that will come from Dark Wings in this game. You know what I want to see, though, Pyra? I want to see the Diana Yasuo. That would be so fun. Because Trickster has been playing a lot of AP junglers. I already touched on it a little bit, but just to give some more weight to it, before this tournament, Trickster really never played AP junglers, like ever. You would only go for the AD ones, a lot of carries, some ganking threats, but never an AP jungler for the most part, unless it was like a really long time ago, like last year or something. The rest of this year has been only AD champions, and come into this tournament, he's playing Diana, he's playing Lilia, he's playing Talia, and it's a completely different look from him in some of those games. Now, Viego's more what we're accustomed to for him, but I think the Diana Yasuo is a good way to break into that again and show us that Blaze can play this Yasuo that we heard RMC reference before as well, and you know, it's if you have a conjunction mid-jungle duo that's just so solid as a pair, it's a lot harder for Dark Wings to actually counterpick that because he's counterpicking 2 champions rather than 1.
That is true. On the Fear side and on the 100 Thieves next side, it's exactly the same draft thus far, but there is still room to play things like the Diana Yasuo. Do you think if it's coming out, it's on this next rotation, or do you think it's coming last?
Well, now that the Gwen has been locked in, I don't know if it's coming in at all, because if you go for AP top and jungle together, it's really easy for Sniper to just buy a Hex Drinker, and then they are never, ever going to die, so that's less likely now. It could still happen, but probably not.
It's the same exact draft as we saw so far. It's the same exact thing. I feel like at this point, if you're Cincinnati Fear, you might want to just take away the Rakan. I mean, you can still... You could actually pair Rakan with the Yasuo if you wanted to, but they're going to go somewhere completely different, it seems, as the hover turns into a pickup. Sketch is going to play a safer champion, and if they lock that Karma, that could technically be a flex, but I'm expecting that to go bottom for Plux if it locks in, and that absolutely will go bot lane for Plux. I believe you did shout out the Yuumi last time around.
Yeah. I did. I like the Karma a bit better. Yeah, okay. I'm glad to see that one, because against Zyra Khan, you really do want to be able to do something in that lane, and Yuumi, really difficult to do anything against a Zyra Khan, because you will just get knocked up or snared, and then you're just dead immediately. Although, that is not a Rakan at all here, Pyra. That is Nautilus for Sword. Slightly more front line there and a lot more crowd control onto a single target than the previous game. Easier to kill an Ezreal, I also want to point out, because you do have the depth charge that he cannot arcane shift away from. It will still follow.
Maybe take a little longer to get there, but eventually it will deliver. And on this 100 next side, you have, once again, a very terrifying team fight. They're putting a lot onto Lens as well, but we will see what Darkwings goes for, what Sniper goes for. Those are our two big power players, in addition to what we've already talked about here. And with the rest of the bands going through, they're taking away the Viego this time. They're taking away the J4. So just continuing to hammer away at Trickster. And now that they know that there's been a lot of AP already shown, they don't seem to fear really a whole lot in the magic damage department from Cincinnati Fear's jungle. And I feel like 100 Thieves Next, they've really read this team.
This is definitely not a Diana game at all. You do not want to pick that champion in this draft. So I think you're 100% right, trying to take away some of Trickster's really comfortable AD champions, a lot of physical damage that he likely will still go toward, but will have his options diminished just a tad. And we're also seeing for Sniper, it's not the Riven this time around, even though it's not banned. It's instead the Jace, trying to get some more range in 400 Thieves Next, maybe setting up for some more siege from Darkwings, as Zoe is still available, and I do really like Zoe and Jace together.
That could be a possibility. On the Fear side, they're going to have to show the rest of their cards here as the Nocturne is locked in for Trickster. So they do have some potential to chase down, some potential to catch. If they do pair the Ahri once again, it does give them a fair amount of like single target lockdown, single target CC. But yeah, well, the LeBlanc is a bit more bursty, and it's locked in. It's blind up against Darkwings. It's a bold move.
Wow. So remember how I said before that Blaze has been playing a lot more DPS and not so much of the burst anymore? He has now played Ahri and LeBlanc in this series, which, you know, good luck to him. I've been trying to play those champions because I'm just like Blaze for real, man. I love these champions so much. LeBlanc is one of my favorites in the entire game. It just doesn't quite hit the same when every other champion of the game gains 70 HP and a whole bunch of armor and magic resist. It's not quite as fun to play LeBlanc when you don't have that same level of kill threat. Like just yesterday, I was playing AD against LeBlanc and she couldn't even burst me. Like I just had a Mama Mortius and I just outplayed her. I just right-clicked her and she couldn't even kill me. I just 1v1 to LeBlanc as AD carry. That's not supposed to happen here, Pyra. And no. I hope that Blaze, for his sake, he can overcome this really nightmare situation to play LeBlanc in. Yeah,
not only is LeBlanc not feeling very happy on this durability patch, but on top of it, Darkwings goes for the old counter, the Lissandra. It's just like, you're never going to kill me. Also, Nocturne, you're never going to kill me. Also, Gwen, you're never going to kill. Like, this is fully the neutralizing pick. So at this point, 100 Next are just saying, that's fine. We have a ton of damage between Lens and Sniper. We have the ability to set up fights. We have a ton of lockdown. Because you also have to keep in mind the Lissandra ultimate can, of course, be used on an opponent as well. So this just like, this. I look at this and I'm like, Cincinnati Fear, I hope you can find a target because you're going to need one.
Yeah, I will say they don't have the same reset issue that they had before where they need to get one kill, but they do still kind of need to kill one person at a time because of the nature of that composition. As you said, they have a lot of single target burst and lockdown with the Nocturne. A very fitting champion for a team called Fear, by the way. I like that they went for the Nocturne. It's very on brand, but well, maybe it's going to be hard.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to work it out for them. But if Cincinnati can teach 100 Thieves Next to fear the Reaper, maybe we'll be going to game number 3. I mean, we'll go to game number 3 anyways, but maybe one where it's all even. Ravishing says we'll have our series on our hands. I've been doing best of 3s too long here, Smacks. I'm ready for some 5-game series.
We only get the one best of 5 in the tournament, so it's got to be good. And if it's going to be good, then Cincinnati Fear needs to win a game or 2. Or maybe 3, you know? You never know. They probably can't win 4, but we've seen crazier things, I think.
Yeah, I think it's possible here. You know, one of the things that I've really enjoyed about watching the amateur scene develop is I am consistently surprised. It's not an easy feat when you've been casting League as long as I have.
You know, that's the beauty of the game, Pyra. Every game of League of Legends is just a little bit different. Or, in this case, a lot of bit different, as we have a very different composition from both of these teams, namely Cincinnati Fear, but the differences here for 100 Thieves Next are pretty astounding. They don't have that same level of late-game insurance with the... wait, hold on 1 second. I'll talk about late-game later.
We got here. I think he thought that he had a free inside track. Wow. That is a flash burned. And the Ghost Pop, Dragoon does not want to give this up as he goes all the way in and keeps cutting him down to size, dodging out the Shock Blast even, and going right back in for round 2. Scissors beats Cannon.
Nicely done here for Dragoon. He has taken some fire here from Sniper, and he doesn't actually get a couple of those minions, but I believe he did deny Sniper 1 minion's worth of experience, and he chunked him low enough to force both of those potions also. And that's just a nice read here for Cincinnati Fear. They saw the last game. They were watching with bated breath to see what 100 Thieves were going to do, and Sniper went for the exact same war that he did in game 1 again, this time punished for it.
Yeah, and I think like if someone's going to step up on this team, given the tools that we're seeing locked in terms of champions, Dragoon's got 2 games now on this Gwen, has already shown an ability to carry in a variety of roles, especially champions like this. I think they may want to try and play through the top side, considering how neutralized Blaze is likely to be. Unless the LeBlanc goes on a roam, I think that could be the difference maker.
Yeah, you say that, but Trickster did path towards this bottom lane, so I can't imagine that he's thinking really heavily around this top side right now. He's going for the full clear on the bottom lane at this point, and will hit level 4. Unless he wants to skip the Krugs and go directly for the Scuttle Crab, which it kind of does feel like he's doing by going for red instead of Krugs. We're about to find out. Nope, just Kruggies for old Nocturne, not wanting to duel with the Wukong. I can get behind that.
Yeah, get that power farm going. You want to hit 6, you want to have Paranoia. Very powerful tool in your arsenal. I think one thing that Trickster has been able to do so far in this series has been keep up the pace with Fnatic, which is not an easy thing to do. So kudos there. But if this game does result in a loss for the Fear, I start to wonder about the drafting strategy. You know, they're giving away a lot of power early on. The Wukong 2 games in a row now. It's been very impactful, and it likely is going to be again. This time, though, Dragoon has a ward up River Brush.
And right about now, Pyra, is when we start to realize that Dragoon winning those early trades in the top lane, yeah, it was nice for the first few levels, but now we're level 4. Hey, hold on 1 second.
Whoa, Blaze! First Blooded! That was quick, and now Darkwing's running back to River as Trickster can't quite close the gap here. Level 4, he's going to force to flash away, even nearly died to the minions there. That could have gone not a whole lot better for 100 Thieves next. However, Dragoon does nearly get Sniper. The knockback is there, though, to stop him from finishing the job.
Sniper, he's a ranged champion still, and that wave is in a really bad spot for him, but Fnatic is here again to try to switch this around and give Sniper the upper hand. We're going to look at the bottom lane first, though. Yeah,
they're on Lens. That's going to be the big root on, but it doesn't matter. They still get the kill. Plux will pay for it with his own life in a 1v2. And, the flash predict, but he's still not getting out. Sketch, that was nice, but not nice enough.
Yeah, I like the idea there from Sketch, but there's still a flash from Darkwings, which I'm not sure if he was expecting after all of the action that happened in the mid lane. Unfortunate for Sketch, as he does end up falling down, as this initial play is pretty inventive, as we're seeing all this damage on top of Lens. It is going to be worth it as long as Sketch survives, but this teleport from Darkwings ensures that that is not the case. The reason that it's worth it, by the way, is because we're going to see that Lens misses all of that first wave and all of the second wave. Look at the CS discrepancy there for Sketch Dreams. He still does have a lot more gold and a lot more experience than Lens right about now because they did make that play.
And that's the big flip from last game, right? Like, Lens popped off early by getting a couple of kills, and while Sketch was still able to at least go toe-to-toe in the 2v2, item discrepancies made all the difference, and the Jinx was never really able to have quite the same level of impact. I think mechanics-wise, Lens was also just phenomenal with those Feather Storms, with the Blade Callers, and we saw that again here in that bottom bot, just enough time to ensure that Plux would go down. But keeping the farm away from the Xayah, very, very valuable thing to do. I mean, nearly double the farm at the moment. And that is the bright spot for the Cincinnati Fear game right now, because 6 minutes in, we are seeing a very small gold lead, mostly off the back of the kills that have been making up the difference. But of course, a farm lead for Darkwings in the mid, too. The fact that he even roamed down bot with the teleport and still keeps the farm edge? Oof.
Yeah. It's a dream recall here for Sketch also. Tier and Sheen, both. Dragoon. You gotta run, man. Oh, boy.
Skin slash on. There's the mist, and they don't care about it because they're in melee range. Gonna try to get back under tower needlework there. Shock blast, not enough damage. And he does get away. Let's see what Cincinnati Fear can do with this movement down bottom side. Gonna try to push while they get the dragon here for Trickster.
Even when Gwen isn't immune, she's still kind of immune, Pyra. So we're seeing Dragoon does survive this gank. He's actually still in the lane also, and Sniper does need to be a little careful. Yeah, the Ghost is pretty scary. No needlework means it's going to be tricky for him to 100 to 0 the Jace, but he's completely okay staying in this lane as long as he doesn't get completely jumped on, which I think is impossible.
There we go. Yeah. Dash, skip and slash. Let's see, the mist is on.
Okay, wait.
Trying to come down to size, but no, the angle. Gwen is not immune, in fact, production, but we'll see if we get the kills down bottom. Finally, they turn onto Lens as well, but they'd already lost Blaze in this one, and the double kill for Fnatic. They're just bringing more friends to this party. 100 next have even Darkwings coming down. Oh, and Plux. Plux is dead. Oh, never mind. All right. Sometimes the caster curse is used for good.
Yeah, I think in my case, the caster curse was pretty bad up in top lane. I said that it was impossible for Dragoon to get jumped on and 100-0'd, and that's exactly what happened. Unfortunate there. Sniper
you did have
just
the caveat.
A little bit better at the game than me.
You had the caveat, though, Smacks, that if Dragoon decided to go a little too deep and the jump could happen, there was that. But we're going to take a look at this play down bottom again that was unfolding just after the fact. Trickster and Blaze look for the setup here.
I just have to commemorate Fnatic for being directly in the right spot to counteract this entire gank, because you have a 4 versus 2 if he's not there under this turret, and surely that is going to be a double kill for free for Cincinnati Fear. But with the Wukong there, it's kind of a 4v4 if you take into account the clone, if you think about it, because he does get both of those Cyclones off, and he gets that double kill for himself also. It's just so massive there for Fnatic. Just such a smart player, able to be in that exact correct position and save his team the trouble of going down on the trade again. Although you gotta feel for Lens, man. He's been dove so many times in this game.
Right, he's still 1 and 2, right? I mean, the Xayah is still getting something back. Now, Blaze is in trouble. Clones in this game, as you see the Mimic there. The root down onto Fnatic. Doesn't actually pop his own clone, but they don't have the burst damage to finish the job, so Blaze just can't quite get it done. All the same, still advantage 100 Thieves next, and yeah, Fnatic is been everywhere his team is needed. Yeah. And I think it's not just the fact that he's on this Wukong and has that ability to, misdirect a little bit. But there we go.
Look up in this top lane here. Trickster on the Nocturne was looking for something onto Sniper, but it looks like Sniper was just able to walk away from that one, not be too worried about it, and stay very, very safe. Meanwhile, Trickster going for the Rift Herald. I wonder if he was spotted, because 100 Thieves Next are playing very aggressively down bot.
I think they either have the game sense or they have the camera. Nice. That is the escape route cut off here.
Wow.
And giving the kill over to Lens to make up for the gold difference. Plates as well. Oh dear, Smacks. Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh, and we do see that ward as well. So it was spotted. The Trickster was top lane. That explains a lot of it. It's 100 Thieves Next. Completely confident to make that play on the bottom lane. Sketch falls a 3rd time. Feels like I said that in the last game as well, but it's just because 100 Thieves Next have done everything that they possibly can to make sure that Sketch does not have the scaling dream that we've seen him live out in a lot of the other Cincinnati Fear games.
Yeah, really identifying the win conditions and identifying what the other team is trying to do. And would you look at that, it's a 10-minute Divine Sunderer there for Fnatic. Things starting to feel a little bit rough here if you're Cincinnati Fear right now. Already 1 game in the hole. You'll have at least 1 more no matter what happens here. But they need to start making moves fast, and they need to start getting kills on champions. Because I am not seeing a whole lot in that kill column there.
This is where you start to get really, really sad as LeBlanc. Again, I play this champion a lot. I know exactly what Blaze is thinking right about now. He's like, okay, everybody on the other team is getting their mythics. I don't even have mine yet. I haven't been able to kill anybody, and we're already losing. We're already down so much. It's just not a cozy place, not a cozy time for LeBlanc at all, on top of it being durability patch. And I just hope that Blaze can overcome this, man. This is uncomfy.
It's gonna be a little rough. Dragoon dueling it out with Sniper. Ooh, much minion intercept on the Shock Blast. Has been falling down a little bit in the farm game right now. Of course, Eclipse completed already for Sniper, so Dragoon is playing with fire. But maybe it's all a ruse here. Blaze around the side, looking to add to that kill column. Needlework doesn't connect, and going forward to the skies does manage to get away. And they don't juggle the aggro fast enough. It's a 1-for-1. Now back the turn again onto the Paranoia. Cyclone through. True Shot Barrage is not enough damage. And yet again, it's 100 next all across the map.
Darkwings and Fnatic are making sure that this bottom lane is never just a 2v2. They are always there to respond to these plays that Cincinnati Fear are making. And it's a 1-for-1 on top lane too. Cincinnati just cannot get a favorable play across the map. They're even going to lose out on the Drake, which wasn't even something that was the case in the last game. It was something that they actually did have as a win condition. Now that's down the drain too, and Pyra, things just went from bad to worse for this squad.
Yeah, they did. First brick already secured too. Let's take a look at how this started. Sketch. Pluck's pretty far forward in the brush, but they have absolutely no idea what's about to hit them.
Oh. They know a bit once they see that Wukong stand still, but they don't know that Lissandra is coming as well. Nobody is safe as Pluck's is the unfortunate catalyst for the Lissandra ultimate after the flash is burned by Sketch. Luckily, he doesn't die a fourth time. Still very sad, though.
Yeah, Blaze going to try to find something here. Plux is around well. We're getting tethers on tethers there, but it's still not enough damage. I mean, it seems like we constantly see this push, this almost kill, but yet again, they've been stymied. They found a meager 3 kills in this game. Shelly will charge down, taken down by Sniper, and that is a plate or two, but I mean, that's just a consolation prize at this point, Smacks.
Yeah, can't get much else. There's no Paranoia to try to dive Sniper underneath that turret, and nobody else is in the vicinity except for Plux, who's just in that river, not quite in that position. And you are starting to see that the attempts of Cincinnati Fear continue to dwindle and dwindle as Plux... Oh boy, Hex Flash.
Oh, no. Yep.
Oh,
not a chance there. You're Karma. There are not enough shields in the world for that.
Look at all those
starting
wards.
to stack on kills. Smacks, look at the scoreline for this Xayah now. It's starting to look a lot like last game, despite the immense effort put into shutting that champion down. Sketch does get out with a arcane shift, but oof is all I have to say about this.
Yeah, this is very scary. Cincinnati Fear, they're getting aggressed upon on all fronts. Ezreal ult is here! He yoinked the melee minion. Sorry, Dragoon. That's for Sketch.
Long distance farming. Yeah, at this point it seems like Fear. They're just trying to hold on right now. I mean, they've lost the one tower, but Darkwings is now bullying Sketch down bottom. Everfrost on as well. And yeah, this is starting to feel a little rough. And I think Fnatic has just been so impactful in this game, being everywhere his team needs him to be. But at the same time, completely neutralizing the attempts by Fear to shut down Lens. Sniper has been able to come back from nearly dying level 1 to Dragoon. And I think it goes back to what we were talking about at the start of the day and in a lot of our preparation. Like, Cincinnati Fear have shown a lot of strength. Right? Over the course of this tournament, they've really leveled up. They've gotten really, really good, and they've adapted to this meta quite well. However, pound for pound, 100 Thieves Next just seem to have their number. And I feel like these drafts are a bit of a regression.
I agree. I think the Gwen pick in the top lane makes a lot of sense, but it is forcing Trickster to not play AP junglers because, like I said before, if you have AP top and AP jungle, you're dealing way too much magic damage, and then it's just an easy Mama Mortius. You're never killing Sniper, and probably everybody else. Also, you're probably never killing Fnatic either. So you have to consider that in these drafts. And for Trickster and Blaze, who have had these tremendous champion pool shifts to adjust to the durability patch where Blaze is playing more of that DPS style, Trickster has been playing a lot of those AP junglers. Yeah, they're being banned out, but you can't even go to your third pick or your fourth pick with the Gwen selection.
Yeah, it does seem like that priority is kind of making it a little bit difficult for Cincinnati Fear to find winning compositions, or at the very least, it makes it a lot easier for 100X to read. So maybe a bit of a bait. I mean, I normally would say, Gwen's a great first pickup because it just always is. But the issue is Dragoon's kind of locked up in top dealing with Sniper. I mean, when you have somebody as skilled as Sniper on the other side of the lane, you really better bring your A game.
Yeah.
I want to see the Darius come out again.
Doing a great job in the lane, but yeah, it's not Dragoon Darius. It's not the big power picks that we know him for, like the Gangplank or the Set, or that sort of thing that we see from Dragoon, where he will just completely take over a game and be the solo front line, the most damage in the game, the Dragoon smash. Speaking of getting smashed, yeah, goodbye, Trickster.
Yeah, Trickster just popped there, and they're not done just yet. Pluck's taken pretty low. They do get a shutdown onto Fnatic. That's Sketch pocketing that gold, and that is a much-needed infusion. However, it will only be a 1-for-1 for now. Blaze and Dragoon chasing on Sniper, realizing teleport's coming through as they look to cut off Darkwings. As he dodges a bit of damage, Needlework cutting right through, but not the health bars, unfortunately. Dragoon in the mist will eventually fall. Blaze going to try to make something for it. Now shutdowns again for Sketch. Featherstorm comes up here, and they are fighting with a lot of heart.
Sniper.
But it is not enough damage as the True Shot Barrage comes in, clips down on Sniper. That's some low health bars, and Sketch is still feeling himself here. Smacks. Cincinnati Fear, they needed a fight. They got something.
And they're getting dunked on again, though they lose 4 in that exchange, just finding 2. They don't have the numbers to go for this Drake either. And you can see that they now have the objective bounties on their side. That's when you know that things are getting scary. Cincinnati Fear, they may be fearing their opponents more than anything else right now. They are facing down the barrel of a 0-2 in the grand finals. They need to find some way to get back into this game, but if that was the best they could do on their attempt, then it might be a game 3 angle.
I think you may be right. However, Sketch getting 2 shutdowns, that is pretty big. If there is going to be a big damage infusion, it's going to come there. Herald does not get secured, goes down to half health before Sword and Lens come and scare away Cincinnati Fear members. Sketch now quite low. No mana. They will actually turn. But look at the damage from the feathers that Lens is dishing. Finally, the scissors come through to cut him down to size. Fanatico on the back of his eyes, locked on Trickster to make that one a 1-for-1. They look to turn it around again, find it, and maybe they can keep this going, predicting where Darkwings is going, but the Blast Cone separating, making the distance, making the difference. Is it enough? Here comes Sniper around the side. What a shock blast as he goes to the skies. They take down Flux. The cavalry of 100 Thieves next has arrived, and Darkwings may fall, but Cincinnati Fear will pay dearly for it.
Blaze in the Kruggy pit. Can he escape this one? He finds a Nautilus right now. He finds a Dredge line as well. Oh, man. Does Nautilus really do that much damage?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Nicely done there from Sword to cut off the escape path. Cincinnati Fear again are seeing some signs of finding these kills, which is more than they could get in the last game. Maybe it's 100 Thieves next getting a bit sloppy, or Cincinnati Fear actually using those pick tools that they had before. But either way, 100 Thieves next are still strongly in the lead.
Oh yeah, 20-8 in kills. We're about to crest that 20-minute mark on the map. Still no towers in favor of the Fear. They've just been trying to keep 100 Thieves next at bay this whole time. Critically, Sketch is starting to get some damage. He has no summoners, though, at the moment. Still sitting on those brown bags, though, on his feet, so...
Yeah. Who needs boots, you know?
Yeah. He's got Arcane
got
Shift.
This, got this replay. Look at all the damage that Trickster is taking right here, as he does actually get the Triumph proc, the Karma shielding, to survive just a tad bit longer. But he already did his job. He already did deal all of this damage to Lens and actually chunk him down. You can see that Fear, when they are forcing all of their efforts onto just one person, it actually does work rather well. But past that, it's just not quite the same. They can't actually team fight very well right now because they are at that major deficit, and that's just not what these champions are built to do. So the aftermath of this team fight is, again, just like the rest of this game so far, where it's just really doomed.
Yeah, that's one way to put it for sure. I see these moments. I see that they're getting the charge, they're getting the plays, but it's just not quite enough. Even though they get the kills, I really like the way they separated out in the team fight too, because they minimized Fnatic's impact on the Cyclones, recognizing that is a massive threat. The issue is they don't close the deal, right? They get 1 or 2 kills, but everyone else is getting away, and it buys enough time for 100 Thieves next to reset. And then you see Sniper wrapping around the side. That shock blast is a full-on fight changer, and yeah, it's pretty much game over from there, or at least fight over.
You know, what could actually change the tides eventually is Plux picking up this Mikhail's Crucible. He actually is going towards that, and I do really like that item in situations like these where you have one big crowd control piece that is stopping your big carries, and that is that Lissandra ultimate. And I have to see if he actually makes his way toward that in time, because he's losing this game rather quickly. And oh man, Blaze.
Blaze? Blaze is just getting chased down by Sniper. Okay, there's a bit of a misdirect on that one, but I think this is a matter of time. Baron's been peeled off, but Blaze is now going to have to go on a quite a long journey home as he's running the wrong way.
Down the run. He's a fugitive from the law. He's still running right now, too.
Is Sniper the law?
I don't think anybody can get him.
I mean, to be fair, it is Jace from Arcane. He is the law in Piltover, right?
Ooh, yeah. That's very fitting. Yeah, he's an enforcer. Although,
and then a councilman.
I don't think he ever was an enforcer in the TFT set, which I thought was weird.
No,
or no, he wasn't. He was an enforcer, wasn't he? I don't even remember.
I think no, he was. He was.
Yeah, okay, he was an enforcer.
He's also an innovator. His only type.
I was thinking of Camille. Camille wasn't an enforcer, and I thought that was weird.
No, and hey, she wasn't in Arcane. Just saying.
You know, she wasn't in Arcane yet. There's always season 2.
That's very true. But until that happens, we're gonna have to content ourselves with what we do have, Smacks, and what we do have right now is Cincinnati Fear clinging to life, trying to get back into this one. It is a 7,000 and change gold deficit. Dragons in the favor of 100 Next. There's a Cloud Rift on this one. Baron has been sniffed at once, twice maybe by 100 Thieves Next, but honestly, they do not need it at this point. They are in full control of this game. Good split here. You're going to keep Darkwings on the side lane, try to deny Dragoon from picking up this gold bounty. Good wave clear there on the Lissandra. And it's such a frustrating champion to play against. Lissandra just denies so much of what first champions want to do.
Like, do you want to dive her? I don't think you do. Like, she's under this turret alone. Wait,
okay, that's a nice try from Sketch. That's close.
Yeah. And Blaze, he was in there too. It's not just Sketch. Gotta give him some credit also, the LeBlanc burst. As I was saying, Darkwings, he was maybe under fire of getting dove, but I really don't think you want to do that. Either way, Darkwings, he actually does let that turret fall and does give over that objective bounty that I mentioned before. Cincinnati Fear, they're still finding some income across the rift. They're actually lowering that gold deficit that they had before. It's around 7,000 and now about 6, so it's something.
Game's not over yet. It's just going to be a very hard climb back. I mean, if there's one thing Cincinnati Fear do know, it is comebacks. And thank you for that fun fact production. 9 Annie Awards.
What is an Annie Award? Is that a Annie League of Legends?
I don't believe so. But it could. If it is, I feel like that may cheapen it a little bit.
Is that like animated? Is that what that's short for? Like animated awards?
I think you're right, because I know there's a lot of people talking about the Emmys right now, but I'm not as familiar with the Annies. Maybe production can set us straight.
The Emmys are for TV.
That's true. That's streaming TV. Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be the Fear on though, and maybe Sniper gets shut down, but no, Trickster falls, and here comes Darkwings for the relief. Dragoon tagging in, but it's not gonna matter. There's 3 members on the Baron right now.
Oh,
so
man.
Sniper taken down, and every single time they win a battle, Cincinnati Fear lose the war.
You can't dive the Jace, you can't dive the Lissandra, and you can't dive the Xayah. Who are you going to kill on Cincinnati Fear? The answer is nobody. So we're seeing them try desperately to get through to these turrets, but instead they just have to dash out, blink out, and flash out as Fnatic's running them down.
Yeah, Sketch is playing on the edge though right now, and they are sitting in the Gwen Mist. He goes to the backline. They don't have the damage to follow through, and as the feathers go flying, the health bars evaporate.
Ooh.
Sketch just does not have anything left in the tank. Here comes Lens looking for the further finish.
No way.
Kill. This man is popping off.
Wait, it's a triple kill. There's 2 people on his screen right now. You think he can go for it? Ah, no, he's not going to go for it. They just need to end the game from here. They've got the Baron here, Pyra, and they're taking all of these structures. Only 2 alive. Let's see what all they can get.
So much damage. The moment Blaze steps forward, Sniper knocks him down. I mean, lest we forget that Jace is starting to sting as well. Sitting on 3.5 items, and they're not afraid of any of the AP damage. I mean, you see the Mom El Mortis, the Hex Drinker, a couple of inventories there, but the 3 items, Xayah, Lens has been so impressive in 2 games on this champion. I feel like this is ban-worthy.
Yeah, I agree. He's looking great on this one, and it's the team fighting power that we're seeing from him that sort of was lacking from the games that we saw before. I mean, he was playing a lot of these champions that really They're a lot of low-range stuff. They're not really going for a lot of the AoE damage, things like that Vayne that we saw a lot of earlier on the Callista as well. But this champion, you really do need to be in sync with your team, even when they're not playing that Rakan that we saw before from Sword. You need to be able to kite back with your squad and rely on them to be the front line, and Lens is doing that very well. He's fitting into this role, and he's looking like one of the strongest marksmen that we have here in the amateur ecosystem.
Absolutely. As they march down the mid lane right now as a 4-member unit, leaving the Lissandra on the side, just cutting through the turrets like they're a hot knife, and it's made of butter at this point. Here comes the Cyclone out of Fnatic. Takes a lot of damage.
Wow.
Doesn't matter. Paranoia is on, but I honestly don't think 100 Thieves Next are fearing anything that Cincinnati Fear are bringing out right now. And if they don't have fear, they don't have a whole lot in this game. Blaze going to get pulled in. That's the wrong Blaze, though. It doesn't matter. Sniper says that's fine. I can hit them both. As they don't lose anyone on the 100 Next side just yet. Darkling's flashing out of the base. Dragoon on the front, trying to make something happen for the team. But he gets yoinked, and he gets taken out. That's going to be the continued push, and I think 100 Next are looking to improve on their timer smacks. Last time, it was just under 30 minutes. But game number 2, with only Sketch remaining, is going to go down in 28 and some change here, as 100 Thieves Next are knocking on the door to a championship.
A minute faster and a lot cleaner this time here, Pyro. 100 Thieves Next. They're still rampaging on through this grand finals. This team has yet to lose a single series as these 5 players, and they continue to prove why that is the case. What is going on over there at 100 Thieves here, Pyro? These games are brutal.
Yeah, something must be in the water over at the complex, because they are really stepping it up. I mean, we knew they were impressive.
Cash App
they were the
compound.
Favorites. Absolutely. Make no mistake, right? 100 Thieves Next were the favorites coming into this tournament, and they are the last standing affiliate squad, and they have not disappointed. There have been a couple of games they've lost, eye-openers for sure, but as you said, not a single series dropped. And Cincinnati Fear have surprised us at every turn. But I think the shocker here is a bit of the regression in draft, and just how well that 100 Thieves Next have been able to read it. And I think that's a sign of a team that is just so well coordinated and understand their win conditions.
There's just something about the way that they play the lane in the early game, especially from Fnatic, that makes it so the early game just feels so durable and so indestructible when it comes to early plays. Maybe it's just this matchup, but actually, no, it's not just this matchup, because this is true of all of the games that we've seen from 100 Thieves Next. They have done such a phenomenal job of just not giving over these early advantages or any type of lane advantage at all. Like, maybe they go down into a matchup where it's not favored and they lose 15 CS or something in the lane, maybe 1 plate or something, but they're not going to die. They're not going to give over anything really major, apart from those small advantages, maybe a dragon or something. And then once it gets to that mid game, they're ready to fight. They're ready to brawl. They're ready to operate as a unit with all 5 members and completely take over the game from there. It's very impressive to watch. In 100 Thieves, they're well suited to win the rest of this series from here.
Absolutely. Cincinnati Fear have a last chance dance. We'll have to see if they can make it happen, but we are going to a break right before that, so don't go anywhere.